All right, and we're back. Thank you for joining us again. We are going to be talking to the developers of Minor Scale, one of our capstone projects, the Keyboard Critter Co. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I'll just go ahead and let you all introduce yourselves. And once the camera pans over, there you go.
I'm Max Morgan. I'm one of the system engineers on the team.
My name's Craig Nash. I am one of the producers and designers on the team.
And I'm Will Loxley. I'm one of our producers and user researchers.
Great. All right. So while the gameplay is getting queued up there on the screen, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what Minor Scale is?
Absolutely, yeah. So the quick summary is that Minor Scale is a rhythm-based tower defense game where the player conducts their buggy band of critters to defend the jam session against the creepy crawlies. We wanted to combine a whimsical and cute hybrid 2D, 3D aesthetic with tactical gameplay, and that's what this is.
Wonderful. Yeah, so it's a really unique concept, combining those two genres, right? Rhythm game and tower defense. So how did that idea come about?
I was actually the original vision holder for this, and I remember, I think I was playing Bloons Tower Defense, and I remember even in prototyping, we were noticing a lot how tower defense games, there's a very significant on and off period, and we wanted to kind of fill that on period with a little bit more strategy, which is where the rhythm element comes into play there in the bottom left.
Gotcha. Yeah, so then how does the rhythm play into the game?
So the rhythm plays into the game. For each tower you place down, it has a corresponding note on the rhythm track, as you can see by the rhythm track. Whenever you hit the rhythm notes, the towers will fire, and it will encourage kind of the player to add on more towers as they progress through levels, just to kind of see what happens, because each one has unique effects, it has unique sprites, and they change from level to level, so it keeps it kind of interesting, kind of fresh, and we had a lot of fun with that.
Awesome. Yeah, and so why bugs? Where'd that come from?
Honestly, I feel like we kind of wanted to give bugs a bit of a redemption arc. With a lot of our critter choices, we were throwing stuff around, like I think frogs and like maybe some shrews and stuff, but we ended up just focusing only on bugs because people tend to see them only as the creepy crawlies, and we wanted to kind of distinguish that and give some of them a spotlight.
Right, and I think the art is adorable. I love those little it looks
the creepy crawlies and our critters, even just with shape language, keeping harsher shapes and rounder shapes, just making the critters look real fun and friendly.
Wonderful. Yeah, so obviously one of the most important things of any rhythm game is the music. So could you go ahead and tell us how that factored into development?
Yeah, so we spent a lot of time talking about how we wanted to approach music, and our composer, we have all of the music on the game is done by our composers. Will worked with them. Justin is one of the big parts of that as well. And, we kind of just let them have the creative freedom. We'd give them kind of a design brief of like, this is kind of what we were thinking the theme of this level would be. And they really took off with it. So each of the songs in the game is custom work from them. And we couldn't be more impressed. It was so much fun to get to watch them kind of like go through the process of finding out what they wanted to do. And, it was constant feedback from them. They'd show us a sample and they'd be like, what do you think? And some people would tune in. So it was a really, really communicative process. But yeah, Justin did a ton of work on that, and we couldn't be more happy.
Yeah, refining the compositional direction with Justin was honestly the best experience of this whole project. I mean, he's a wizard with this stuff. And like Craig was just talking about, the level on screen here, this is level 3, and we wanted kind of a more dynamic and creepier feel. So the music in this, it ramps up, and it sounds so much darker than everything else, and there's just so much variety, and it's really fun to play.
Yeah, honestly, it's a shame that we aren't getting to hear the music here, but I can attest that the music is amazing.
Well, then people will just have to go check it out on Steam.
Exactly.
And listen to the music.
Download it at home.
There you go. That's how you do it. Yeah. So one of the challenges that comes with this, is getting the rhythm part to synchronize with the music, right? That's like probably one of the biggest things that you all encountered. Were there any big challenges like that you all had to deal with?
So now that you asked, yeah, so that was mostly my responsibility, was kind of tackling that challenge. A lot of work went in the first semester, so there was a couple iterations on it, kind of systematically. We actually ended up redoing a lot of it beginning of kind of the second half of the course, but it gave we did it in such a way that we could work with Justin's iterations and all that kind of dynamic and playing around with it and fine-tuning it that we wanted to do. So Challenges, yeah, there were definitely challenges, but it was just honestly a great kind of learning experience of working through that at a lower level with the kind of tools that the Unreal Engine we use to make it provide. So, but no, it was a blast to work on and finally see it come together in its final state. So.
Honestly, like I said, it looks adorable. I love the little critters. I love the sort of the backdrops and everything. The art is wonderful. What is one thing you would each say is something you are excited people to discover when they play Minor Scale?
Ooh, I don't know if this is a cop-out answer, but so in between each level, we have a level select. It's a beautiful little pop-up storybook, and we may or may not have Steam achievements tied to jumping off of the book, and that is my favorite thing.
That is amazing.
I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of love put into this project from the entirety of the team, from everything from just the art assets to the music. So I think the biggest thing for me is kind of the unique part of it. So each, like we were saying, each part of it, the sprites, the music, it all has kind of a unique touch to it. So each level, you really are encouraged to play through not only each level, but the level select scene, look a little bit deeper into the menu. There's a bunch of little hidden details that we've thrown in there that kind of give a little bit more character than is first kind of at glance. So I'm really excited for people to kind of get to experience that.
Sure. Max?
So seeing, because we obviously played our game a ton in developing and we're very familiar with it, but I think one of the things that I like to see the most when new people play for the first time is just how they play it. Like what towers are they choosing, where are they putting them? We have tons of different backgrounds of people that have come through today and played it, did play testing with our other sister studios. It's just really cool to see each person's kind of approach to it and their take on it and what they do with it and how they enjoy it. So that's definitely what I like about it.
And if I can add on to that really quickly, I mean, a big emphasis kind of all throughout this process was accessibility for us. And so you'll see pretty much in every element there's multimodal communication. We're trying to tell the player as much information as we can in as many ways as we can. And that was absolutely a result of the playtesting that Max was kind of alluding to. And seeing how people even just arrange their fingers on the keyboard for our controls and what hand they used, and even today, the differences that we've seen, it's just been so interesting, and it's been really cool to see that our work is scaled well and they're all able to play.
Minor scale.
Exactly.
You got it.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah, I like to. I'm a four-finger person. I like to put the four left fingers on the keys and do it from there. All right, yeah. So you mentioned earlier the game can be found on Steam.
Yes.
You want to plug your socials as well?
We are currently out on Steam. We are coming to Epic Games later this week as well. On Twitter, you can find us at @MinorScaleGame. And if you'd like to visit our studio website, that's keyboardcritterco.com.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you, Max, Craig, Will. Thank you for chatting with me.
Thank you.
Thank you so
no
much.
problem. It's been great showing off these games. I'm super proud. We're all super proud of all the games that we've showed off today. We are going to go ahead and cut to an Alt Control game trailer, and I will see you all next time. Take care, everyone.